Hey everybody, it's PJ from Wisconsin Air Gunners. I've got a super awesome do-it-yourself kind of project. It's pretty cold here today, so this is a good kind of indoor project. I'm going to show you what I've done. Have put together a do-it-yourself know your limits rack, and I got this whole thing set up for about 40 bucks. So let's run you through how it shoots and how I did it. The most expensive part of this project is the joint piece for the frame. I use the Quicki by targetforge.net. It's a nice system and it's only $19.99. So starting off, we're at a pretty good price point. The biggest expense, 20 bucks. Just for comparison purposes, a professionally made Know Your Limits target setup is going to set you back, and this one is awesome, but it's going to set you back about 160 bucks, and that's on sale. So to start, you need to go to a home improvement store and buy yourself 2 5-foot sections of 3/4 inch electrical conduit. You'll also want a bag of 3/4 inch PVC couplers, a bunch of 3/8 inch by 8 inch eye bolts, and some 3/8 inch locking nuts. You'll also wind up using some 3/8 inch flat washers, and then you need to pick up the big nuts. I went out to 1.5 inches, but you can pick whatever sizes you want to shoot at. Based on what I found at our local hardware store, I wound up with paddles that were 3/8, 9/16, 11/16, 7/8, and then the 3 big boys, 1 inch, about 1.25 inches, and then just shy of 1.5 inches. In this design, and I may change this in the future, I didn't put top bolts on. So the larger bolts are sort of free floating, and as a result, they may not be facing you in exactly the same way and could actually appear just a little bit bigger. Like I said, I may change this in the future, but it's something to pay attention to. I guess I've gotten a little ahead of myself. Really, the first thing you have to do is cut your conduit. Now you're going to need a cutter for this. Fortunately, these things are super cheap. I got this one at Harbor Freight Tools for $6, and then it can go in a drawer and you can use it again in the future for some other project. Maybe you already have one. Because I had 2 5-foot sections, I figured out that if I made my legs 20 inches long, I'd be able to cut 4, and then the rest would be reserved for my top bar. If you've never used a pipe cutter before, it's really easy. You just line your cutting wheel with your mark, clamp down here, and then rotate around. Every couple of turns, you tighten this screw, and eventually this end of the pipe is just going to fall off, so make sure you don't have anything underneath it that it's going to break. Here I've got my 4 legs and my top bar all ready to be assembled. Fortunately for me at this point, it's not exactly rocket science. All you have to do is slot the legs of the Quicki into the conduit that you cut. Now I did put a little hockey tape on there because it gave me a snugger fit, which made it easier to move the thing around. On the top bar, all you do is feed a PVC spacer followed by an eye bolt, and then repeat that process until all of your hanging paddles are installed. You can see I used a little bit more green hockey tape here just to keep the whole thing together. Once your targets are hung, you just slide the top bar through the large hole in the Quicki, and then that cantilevers away from the targets and locks everything in place. All right, well, we're on the bench and we're gonna test out this new target. We're going to go from big to little, which is typically what you do with a know your limits target. I'm shooting the FX Crown. It's the Mark II Continuum. We got the 700 millimeter barrel, so basically it's already halfway to the target, and we'll run some scope cam so you'll be able to see what I'm seeing. But I've got the new target set up at, just checked out with the rangefinder, and we're at 39 yards. So we're going to see if we can run them at this distance and let you guys take a look. This one's hiding behind a twig. There you go. Well, everybody, there you have it. Cheap. Like I said, about 40 bucks, 20 bucks for the Quicki from targetforge.net. And then, like I said, I spent about 20 bucks at the home improvement store. 2 pieces of conduit, a couple of bolts, a couple of nuts, and she's all set and ready to go. Maybe, I don't know, 25 minutes worth of installation. The only tools I needed were a wrench for the locking washers, and then the pipe cutter, which you know, is a $6 piece of hardware that you can reuse for other projects. And for, you know, pennies on the dollar, as they say, you've got a know your limits target that is every bit as functional as some of the more expensive ones. I hope this video was useful. If it was, please consider hitting that thumbs up button. If you haven't already, love to have you subscribe to the channel. And until the next time, shoot safe and shoot straight. We'll see you around. Maybe we'll get that deer to come over and play with it. Maybe not.